A few years ago, Elena and Edward tied themselves in marriage after meeting by chance in a bar during a birthday party. They were both in the company of friends and wanted to spend the evening in a fun and funky way. Although their first meeting was not serious, Lena married Edward after a year of acquaintance. However, she was not planning to have children yet. Lena wanted to focus on organizing her own life and learning about the world, but her plans for traveling did not come true. In addition, the couple still had to pay off the loan taken for an extravagant wedding, which Lena dreamed of. One day they received the happy news. Ronald, Lena's school friend, was getting married. The wedding was scheduled for the beginning of August, so that they had enough time to prepare. Initially, Edward was going to come to the wedding with his wife, because they had not been together at a friend's party for a long time. However, as fate would have it, he was unexpectedly sent on a business trip to another city for a few days, which coincided with the wedding date. They were disappointed, but they had no other choice. Lena could not miss the wedding of a close friend, so she went alone, and Edward asked her to send her sincere congratulations. He left on a business trip, resigning himself to the situation. The couple agreed to keep in touch in the evenings, but on the day of the wedding, Lena did not answer the phone. Later, she explained that the celebrations continued until late at night, and she arrived home very late. Upon returning from the trip, Edward noticed a significant change in Lena's behavior. She started spending more time with her friends and staying late at work. A month passed after the wedding, and one morning Lena woke up feeling unwell. She informed her husband that she would stay home and not go to work. She reported her condition to her supervisor by calling him. Her husband wished her a speedy recovery and advised her to contact him if she needed help. During the lunch break, Edward decided to stop by the house and surprise his wife with fruit. To his surprise, Elena was not at home. This made him assume that she had recovered quickly and left the house, or she had been hospitalized. Concerned, he immediately called her, and she cheerfully informed him that she had gone to the store. He offered to wait for her and have lunch together, but she insisted that he not wait as she was not at the nearest supermarket. On returning to work, thoughts of the lunch situation did not leave Edward. He wondered why she would drive to a distant store when everything was available nearby, and why she did not use delivery if she was unwell. Coming home in the evening, Edward found his wife in the kitchen preparing dinner. Hugging her from behind, he noticed the smell of perfume in her hair and asked if she had been anywhere else but the store. She denied going anywhere and mentioned that she'd taken a short drive around the neighborhood before returning to bed. Edward began to feel suspicious as he pondered her actions. It seemed unusual to him for a sick person to go to the store and then return to bed. Although he doubted Elena's explanation, he recognized that there was some truth to it. However, he did not know what she was doing. The next day, Lena came home in a bad mood and immediately started talking about the fight with Michelle, her friend. After a long day at work, Edward, feeling tired, did not fully understand the reasons for the conflict between his two girlfriends. However, he understood from the context that they had had a serious quarrel. The spat resulted in the girlfriends not speaking to each other for the first time in 10 years, much to the dismay of Edward's wife. Despite his attempts to calm his wife, she remained upset and all the time recalled the behavior of his friend after dinner. Eventually, a tense silence settled between them. A few days later, an unexpected event occurred. Michelle, One of the participants in the recent argument contacted Edward. Hearing her voice on the phone, he was surprised. He wondered briefly if she wanted to talk to his wife. However, Michelle confirmed that she wanted to talk to him, and she spoke in a quiet tone of voice. During their conversation, Michelle revealed something to Edward that he probably wouldn't have known about if it hadn't been for his spat with his wife's friend. She revealed that at a recent event, Lena, Vladislav's wife, had reconnected with an old high school friend. Lena had apparently never forgotten him, but circumstances had kept them apart until recently when he had returned to town. Michelle hinted that perhaps Lena was still in a relationship with that friend, since there had been rumors of their intimacy at the event. Edward absorbed the information, considering the possibility of slander, but recognizing the potential truth in Michelle's words. Trying to maintain his composure, he nonchalantly asked if Michelle had any proof of the alleged affair. After a brief pause, she said she would find proof and promised to send it to him, then ended the conversation. The man stared at the dim screen of his smartphone in bewilderment. Are all these disturbing rumors really true? About 30 minutes later, Michelle did send him a picture that clearly showed his wife cuddling with another man in the corner of the hall. To make matters worse, a friend managed to find a video of Lena entering the banquet hall, adjusting the dress on her back. That same evening, the unfaithful wife's belongings were left at the door of their apartment. At first, Lena tried to portray bewilderment, pretending not to understand why her husband was so angry. But when she learned that Michelle was behind the exposure, she quickly shifted her attention and began to insult her, accusing her of having organized all this. Edward didn't want to hear any more from Lena, so he simply kicked her out of the house and filed for divorce. In a way, her friend's revenge opened Edward's eyes to the true nature of his wife. Amidst all this drama, there were moments of absurdity. Two women quarrel over nothing, and one of them no longer keeps the secrets of the other. Edward gets rid of the deceitful and overly infatuated individual, vowing never again to get involved with the women he meets in clubs and bars, lest he find himself in a similar situation in the future.